Hey guys, today we'll be VOD reviewing a game I played earlier today in the Trainer Golem's Portal. The Trainer Golem's Portal is a portal that kind of relies on a little bit of RNG. You're really looking for the Anima +1, Street Demon +1, Exotech +1 emblems, and as you can see, I wasn't really able to get that here. In fact, I thought this portal was, this golem was very low roll. I have Vanguard +1, Rapid Fire +1, Divinicore +1. All of these kind of spec into these very niche or bad lines that aren't very playable in my opinion. We can go ahead and take a look here. Like we have Marksman Vanguard, but you can only really use the +1 if you are able to push 9, and you're gonna need a lot of gold for that, right? To play 6 Vanguard. And I guess you get the Divinicore from Rost, but you don't really go too deep into that, and you just completely drop Rapid Fire. We can play into Bash and Morg, but then you drop 2 traits, right? Rapid Fire and Vanguard. And then we have Vexatech, which it is a good line, but I haven't had much success with it. We do go deep into Divinicore, and we do get the Vanguard in, but we drop Rapid Fire completely, and once again, not a line I'm too good at playing. And then finally, Rapid Fire is just kind of a bad trait in general. It's only really playable in this Renekton Rapid Fire +1 build, but you kind of need an emblem that you can put on Renekton, not really on a Trainer Golem, right? So in the early game of this VOD, I'm just trying to figure out what the heck am I playing. So right off the bat, it's gold minions. I'm pretty dizzy at this point. I check Exotech and I check my Exotech items, and let's see what they are. So we are given a Flux Capacitor, Cyber Coil, and Hollow Bow. Hollow Bow, still the worst Exotech item in the game. Flux Capacitor, it's decent for Zeri, and then Cyber Coil is not very good, but it's playable. And that's specs into this Zeri line that I've had a lot of success with, actually. The only problem with this line, though, is it's really reliant on the X-Tech item for Zeri. You really want Pulse Stabilizer or Flux Capacitor, or else this line is pretty unplayable. The Chainsaw one, whatever it's called, I forgot, it works, but you have to high roll, you have to hit your 2 stars quick, you have to have tempo, and you have to have a lot of items to top 4 with it. Because this build, in general, it's never a build that firsts very often. But it can commonly top 4 if you do have the right Zeri items. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Not spoiling what we're playing later. Oh, one thing I do want to mention, I've gotten into a habit of just saying Morg in chat even when I'm not playing her, because I think this line is just absolutely broken. If I type Morg in chat, maybe people won't like play it. They'll see, oh, someone's already contesting it, you know, and they'll have less of an inkling to play it. So it does kind of work sometimes. Like sometimes when I say Morg before the portal even drops, there'll be like 4 other people calling Morg, and then no one will go Morg. It's kind of funny actually. But yeah, I don't think this is a Morg game. Like we do have Divinicore, but as I said earlier, we have 2 traits that don't really fit. Like immediately we're dropped a shitload of units, and none of them really fit our board. Alright. A little bit dizzy at this point. I see the Rost. Rost is the only guy that kind of makes sense here. The rest of these, it's probably okay just to sell everything except the Jax pair. Like, probably not playing into Anima techies. Not gonna play into Street. Maybe we can hold the Bastion, but at this point it really doesn't matter. Just make gold and call it a day. Like, I do end up holding some of these pairs because I can make 10 anyway, but yeah, I think I do end up selling. Okay, let's talk about augments here. Going a little bit ahead of myself. So we have hedge fund, spoils of war, investment strategy. 3 like econ focused augments. Investment strategy is a little bit of both. It's both, I would say, econ and combat, since it gives your board max health per interest, right? Spoils of war, probably instant reroll, because our board is trash right now. It has a Rost, a Golem, and 2 random Exotech units, right? There's Jackson, Varus, I think. I'm not killing units with that. I have 1 item on the bench. Like, we're really not killing units to proc Spoils of War. This like is almost an instant reroll. Investment strategy, it's good, it's econ, but like we don't even know what our final board is going to be at this point. So all this max health is kind of just going to waste. So yeah, reroll these 2. We can hold on to hedge fund. Okay, Radiant Relics, Lucky Gloves. These are both items that kind of work better when you already have a strong unit. So if I had a 2-star like Rost or something, I would be more inclined to take Lucky Gloves, especially since this can be moved on to a carry late game. They'll have perfect items, right? Radiant Relics the same way. I could pick a Abyss Ross item, but or like just some sort of carry item, but since I have no direction right now, probably not the best choice either. So yeah, hedge fund, just shit a load of gold. I'm probably gonna lose streak because my board is bad. Fits kind of perfect here. I'm just trying to play some sort of board here. Doesn't really matter what I play, really. But yeah, I'm just trying not to lose too much HP. Now I do team planner out a comp here. As you can see, it's taking me quite a while because I'm a little bit lost on what to do for my trainer golem. And I do like start specking out this Zeri comp. I don't know why it's taking me so long to put a flux capacitor down, but if I really wanted to do strongest board, I should have put it on Varus, I guess. Oh, let's talk about this team planner. Okay, so I spec out the Zeri board. Right. But I realize our rapid fire is already accounted for. So I can either spec into 4 rapid fire or just drop a rapid fire. I'm probably not gonna spec into 4 because that's 2 slots, 2 more slots I need to cover, and I would have to hit 10. And the traits don't match up very well, right? So if I drop TF, I might as well drop the rest of the syndicate units, right? Misfortune out, Darius out. That gets me 3 spots. I can play kind of whatever. The downside is I'm losing Dynamo, I'm losing Bruiser, and I'm losing Syndicate, right? Rapid Fire is covered for me with Zeri and the Golem. So I realize at this point, a lot of the Divinicore units kind of fill these roles. So Gragas, for example, for Mordekaiser, will fit this Bruiser role. And then I can play stuff like Renekton, and it's just a strong unit. He's Divinicore. We can play Rost. He's Divinicore as well. And maybe we can spec into a little bit of stronger board. I'll walk you through my thought process when I put it in the planner. I do end up dropping the 3 syndicates. And I put in the Renekton. Just looking at other Divinicore units at this point. I throw in Vex because he's Divinicore, or Gragas, because I realize I can make the Bruiser here. Halfway through I realize I can play Ross because I have the Vanguard +1. Oh. Items. First carousel here. So all we have so far is a sword, right? So really anything works. We're kind of angling towards a Zeri comp. So Guansu's probably be a top choice here, but we're gonna need items for Sejuani later as well. So yeah, I do check my items there, and yes, it is only a sword. So wouldn't be too opposed to Protector's Vow here. What else? These gloves always good for Exotech comps, because if y'all didn't know, Exotech units scale off how many items they have. They gain attack speed and HP per item they have. So these gloves works very well for Exotech comps. And I do end up taking the rod here, just for Guansu's later down the line, I guess. Nothing very interesting to see here, just playing the stronger Bastion unit and slamming the rod. It does look like we are going to be able to continue our loose streak. This guy has Jimmy too. He has a lot better items slammed than I do. We'll drop the Mordekaiser. Just looking at the fact that we can make Bastion still a thing with Shyvana, and maybe we can play Mordekaiser Shyvana for Techie. And I kind of realized that I can play Shyvana in my final board around now, because she's both Bastion, so we'll be able to hit 4 Bastion and Techie from Mordekaiser. I swap out the Gallios, sell them off to make gold. Might be a little bit weird to y'all why I'm positioning more like this, and it doesn't matter too much for this creep round, but sometimes if people don't put units all the way over to the end here, or their units end like in the front here, Mord can actually wrap around and stun both of them. If y'all didn't know, his ability gives him a shield and he stuns 2 units in a row. If he was like where this golem is now attacking this cannon, he would only stun 1 unit, right? But if he were to wrap around and say there are 2 units here, he'd be able to stun both. Sometimes it's okay if you just put him here. Sometimes it's better if you put him here so units don't kill him too fast. Just a little bit of tech that I would throw out there. And we get our Guansu's. Make the bow. We're given another rod. We have our vest for Val. And I just say at this point, might as well make the Gunblade. We're trying to preserve HP or 5 loss. Getting a little bit low. And we slam the vest. But honestly, yeah. We sell the Varus because we don't really care for 5 Exotech right about now. Like, we would have to level to play another. And we're not going to level for a little while. We do have Nefiri, so maybe in 2 rounds we could have played it. But yeah, I just sell it, say fuck it. Put the Ross back in. I should have scouted, really before slamming these items because I'm trying to continue the lost streak. If I win here, we kind of break the lost streak and I'll just be down gold, right? So if the point to take away from this moment is I should have scouted these boards before slamming these items. Well, I truly did believe I was kind of weak here. I was losing by more units than I hoped I would have liked. And we do kind of get lucky. This guy has a Gen 2. Our boards are pretty much the same, but he's able to beat me. Yes. Wait, did he have hedge fund as well? Yeah, he did. Yeah, we're basically the same at this point. Okay. 3-2 augment selection. Let's talk about these. Preparation. This augment is probably better for reroll comps. I still think Preparation 1 is a little underpowered. Preparation 2 is good. I think only really for like reroll comps. Like it works decent for this Mundo Techies comp, this Mundo Techies Gorilla comp. I played a few rounds in Preparation 2, did pretty good for it. It's not the best, but did work out. So yeah, just roll 1. Team building, again for a reroll. We are not rerolling here, so roll that. Eye for an eye, it's probably more valuable here since we already have an econ augment. We want more items, and since last patch items are dropped less frequently now, this is probably more valuable than everything else. So let's roll 1, 3 and see what we get. So backup, let's talk about it. Backup gives you extra attack speed if there's 4, I think it's like 12% extra attack speed if there's 4 units in your back 2 rows. If you look at the final comp, who is going in the back 2 rows? We cut Misfortune and Twisted Fate, so they're not going in the back 2 rows. We really only have Zeri, Jin, maybe Renekton. It's already a positioning puzzle with like Sidrani, Renekton. Like if we have to throw in like one of our front lines in the back, it'll make it even more awkward. So, I mean, attack speed's always good on Zeri, but it's not a terrible option, just not the best here either. And Kingslayer. Now this augment, I think, is one of the strongest augments in the game for Silver Augment. It just gives you so much gold, especially if you lose a little bit early and then you're able to win like 2 runs back to back, or they have more health than you and you just get an influx of 12 gold. It will give you amazing econ breakpoints sometimes, and you even get gold if you do win the combat anyway. I think this is probably one of the best econ augments for silver augments as they go. But we do have to keep in mind, I have hedge fund right now. Like we already have an econ augment. It already gives me a lot of gold. Doubling up on econ, probably not the best choice here. So it's between backup eye for eye, and I think eye for an eye is overall better. Just for like positioning issues with backup, and we really want items. We, especially for Exotech, we really want items. And I level to play the Jinx. I really should have scouted here, because if I win, we're just gonna be leaking gold once again. But I guess at this point, I just thought I'm last right now, feeling a little bit weak. We would still want to keep tempo and want to be able to kill units. And this Draven is looking mighty scary out here. Even after leveling, he still clears our board with like 4 units. Yeah, at this point I'm just like, he still beat us with 4 units. Should I just level again? And I do scout a little bit, and I ultimately decide to do it. But now it's like I'm putting in a more 2. Am I too strong? Fight this guy. His board's not the best right now, but it is pretty strong. And we do end up edging him out a little bit, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we are able to make 90. It's not terrible. Oh, carousel round. What do we have? We have a Guinsu's Gunblade right now, a Zeri item, the Flux Capacitor on Jin. We have a vest, so tier wouldn't be terrible here. We have a glove. These gloves, again, always great for Exotech, because these gloves counts for 3 items. That gives them 3 health bonuses for Exotech. So glove here is not bad. Tier here is not bad, or just tank item in general. This last pick, and we do get the tier because we're last. Just looking at the Bastions, and I finally throw Shyvana into the team planner. We do get the Gragas 2 off Carousel, which is amazing. And we'll just sit on this for a little while until we are able to do something again. We are quite rich. We're at level 7 on 3-5. Normally in like a game where you have a little less econ, we'll probably be hitting 7-3-7 like on this creep round here. But slamming the Thieves Gloves just to be able to kill more units. We are getting quite low. But yeah, in a normal game, we would be hitting 7 on creep round, and then we would either level to 8 during the creep round after the gold drops, or we level 4-1, 4-2, and roll down. But since we're so rich, like we're 7 here, we're just hedge funding. Yeah, and I think we're just able to level to 8 on this creep round. We were dropped an Aphelios, just put the Thieves Gloves on the stronger unit and pre-level a little bit. And we are able to hit 8 exactly on 100 gold. Now normally as soon as you hit 8, you just want to roll down for your units. The reason why I don't do that here is I realize that I have hedge fund, and once I drop below 50 gold, or 60 gold really even, this augment kind of becomes useless. Like I'm just down an augment, where all these other boards will have like a prismatic combat augment or prismatic item augments, or that one guy had hedge fund himself, right? When you use up 50 gold, you really lose, you're basically losing a prismatic augment. So I really want to greed this hedge fund augment as long as I possibly can. So that's a reason here why I'm selling this Jinx to put TG onto a stronger unit. I leveled to 8, and I'll slam all my items here to just to be able to play a stronger board. Because if I can win the next fight, it means I can greed one econ bracket of, I think with hedge fund it's like 20 something gold. It's crazy. But if I'm able to do that and I sack a health, that's 40 more gold that's coming in for me. So the longer I can sack, or the longer I can keep 100 gold interest, the more gold I have. And that's just really strong in general, especially since I'm already really rich. Like yeah, I make the I see the Vex, I'm able to put in 4 Divinicore, and then I make another TG. I even reforge my bow to make the other TG, and I am able to win this. Like, this fight here is probably the most important fight of the game, I would say. Winning that, because winning that gives me just so much gold. Oh, augment round. Let's talk about these augments. Mana flow, same reason as backup. We don't really want this because we don't have any units in the back, right? Also, Zeri's not really a unit that wants mana in the first place, so we reroll this for sure. Teaming up, it's kind of a mix of an econ augment, an item augment, and a combat item augment. I consider augments that like give you radiant or support items or artifacts kind of a mix between item and combat, right? Because I guess it's more item augment than anything, but these items have like special effects that kind of boost your combat as well. So just thinking about it like that, I'm more inclined to take teaming up than mana flow. And then reinforcement, it's just a lot of gold. We already have a lot of gold. We don't need reinforcement. So let's roll 1 and 3 here. Okay, support cash, just a worse version of teaming up, because this one at least it gives us 8 gold. Is the option of picking a specific support item worth 8 gold? I don't think so. So I would take teaming up any day of the week over support cash. And then we have item collector. Looking back at it, item collector might have been the best play here, because it is your whole team gains 20 health, and for each unique item you're holding, your team gains 5 bonus health. Counting up the items, like I didn't really do this during the game, so I didn't realize. But since we're VOD reviewing, we can count them up now, and it's actually quite a lot. Alright, we have end game. We're gonna have 2 Exotech items. We'll have the Guinsus and Gunblade for Zeri. We'll have the Protector's Vow, and whatever this tier is going to become. So that's, what, 6 items already? Then we have 2 TGs. One of them will count, so that's 7. And if they both roll perfect, like if they both roll items that don't overlap, and I'm not sure if Thieves' Glove's value counts towards item collector, but assuming it does, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 more items. So 11 items total. That's 55 health for every unit on the board. Say I've been playing like 9 units, that's like 500 HP. And then every unit gets what, 1180, 11 AP. Item collector doesn't sound all that bad here, but I think just during the game I wasn't thinking as clearly. I picked teaming up here. Oh, mentorship. Mentorship's not even bad either. It's just I was worried about the positioning issues. Because we're playing Renekton and Sejuani, right? Renekton is already a little bit weird with positioning. You have to move him to be able to chomp one of your AD units or HP units. And then Sejuani, you have to, like, you're constantly moving him around to stun their carry, right? So your mentorship will be out of whack all of the time. And it just requires a lot of attention to positioning. Maybe it's worth it, but I just don't like this pick here. Reroll it, Crownswell. We don't need any more rods. It's never this. So yeah, I just end up teaming up. Oh. Let's talk about leveling straight to 9 here. This is very early to level straight to 9, and we were allowed to do this because we were able to win that for one round. Now, could we have sacked one more here? Yeah, maybe. That's 20 more gold in. But at this point, we're 3 lives. I really like the spot we're at. Or we're maybe even 4 lives, depending on. It's 4-2. Maybe even 4 lives. So, I kind of like the spot we're at. I kind of just want to build our board out now. Realize we can level straight to 9 and have like 30 gold left over to roll for our board. That's already really good. And if we're able to win in preserve HP, preserve at 45 HP, I'd be very happy with that. So we'll just level straight to 9 and roll for our board. Like we're finished rolling with 40 gold left. That's insane. Or finished leveling up. Well, let's talk about why I didn't buy this Vex here. So I can make this Vex 2 here. I decided not to take it because it's 1 gold that we're losing, but we aren't even sure if we're gonna play Vex in our final board. Like we're okay with losing because we have a lot of health, but we have 20 gold left and we're missing kind of a lot of units. We're missing Renekton, we're missing Sejuani. Yeah, so making this Vex here feels kind of weird because we're gonna have to move this TG anyway. Like as I said earlier, TG should go on Exotech units, right? So ideally, this will move on to Sejuani. Whatever this tier becomes, will move on to Sejuani. One of these pairs of these gloves will move on Mordekaiser, and if we end up hitting Renekton, one of these Thieves gloves will have to go on him since we have no Renekton items, right? So making this Vex means we'll have to burn Reforgers, and we just won't have enough Reforgers later on in the game, and we might not even be playing this Vex at the end anyway. So might as well just sell and make gold here. I think we can make like 40 gold, 30. Maybe it's like this is 30. This is 39. If we win combat, we can make 40. Might as well just sit on 40 gold. We'll have a lot more gold to roll down next turn. And we do hit Renekton here. Get a little bit dizzy, but do ultimately taking out Morgana since she's AP and our board doesn't really need AP. And we do happen to lose this combat by just a hair. Maybe if we made the Vex 2, we could have won it. Again, Vex 2, same situation. And we do move the TG onto Renekton too. And we roll down to basically 0. Slam the Adaptive Helm for Sejuani later, and tried to Shroud of Stillness something, but ran out of time, so we shrouded absolutely nothing. We still end up winning though. Off Carousel, we are really just looking for. Well, we have Zeri items, we have Sejuani items done, we have our 2 TGs. So we're really looking for anything, like any tank item. Preferably maybe another TG, so another glove, or just a belt in general would be cool. I think this high cost belt is just the best thing we can take here. 5 gold. Like, we don't really want any of this other stuff here. And we sell and we hit our Sejuani. Move the items over, and we move the Thieves Gloves to Mordekaiser. Okay, let's talk about this positioning here. Come on. Okay, let's just talk about it from here. So, Shroud of Stillness, you want to shroud their carry. Sejuani, you want to stun their carry. So, Sejuani and Jhin will oftentimes be on the same side here. And this is where the awkwardness of positioning kind of comes up, because then Renekton wants to chomp Jhin. Alright, so these three units will almost always be same side. But what's really awkward is we have a full row of tanks. Right? So when this Renekton walks up, he'll be a dead unit. Now the cool thing is, or I guess it's cool now, it was low roll quote unquote in the beginning, right? We have this rapid fire +1 emblem, which means that this dummy gains 2 attack range. If you didn't know, that's what this emblem does. It gives units 2 attack range, which means this dummy can actually be placed like in the second, third row and still hit units. And I kind of ran out of time here, so I just threw it off to the side. But I realized that last second, so that this Renekton can actually just walk up and auto. And our Shroud does end up hitting the carry, and our Sedge does end up stunning the carry as well this time. And we roll up. Again with the Vex thing, you know, this is the third time. If we do buy Vex here, it's very hard for us to go to 10 to actually be able to play her, so just opt to make gold and sell her. And we get revenge on the Draven player. It's crazy that we had 100 gold with hedge fund and we're still Zeri 1 star, Sejuani 1 star. But we're winning fights because we have this Renekton. Okay, let's talk about items here. We still don't have anti-heal, so Sunfire is a no-brainer here. And let's pop this anvil, see what we get. Now, on this Zeri comp, you don't really need to build Shred. Like, it's good. Oh, it's good if you're able to build Shred. Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, somehow I procced Zeri. Or, Siri. Stop talking to me. Let me do my VOD review in peace. Now, you don't really need to build Shred on this comp because it comes with the Darius and Jhin. Now, it is only 20% Shred, so it's good to have the additional Shred, but we can also just think about building a redemption here since we have so many tanks, so we just want to keep these units up. Alright. I'm not sure if it is better or not to build Shred, but I just don't think we need it early. And then for the sword and bow here, we don't need red buff since we made Sunfire. Don't need Shiv, we don't need Goo ensues on who. And then Cloak for Bloodthirster or Hurricane just doesn't make sense on anyone. So yeah, Redemption and Giant Slayer, just so that Renekton gets a little bit more AD when he bites down on Jhin. Makes kind of sense here. I don't think building Evan Shroud would have been bad either, but it's just not needed, in my opinion. A little bit of awkward positioning since our Renekton has to walk so far, but I still think we end up beating this guy. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, just barely. At this point, we're 4 wins. We could roll to keep streak, but we don't really have any pairs. Like, we have Jin pair, but like we're not really incentivized to roll here. Like, we could just hit 10 and look to playing that Vex we were talking about, or we could even end up playing like Aurora +1 plus another 5 cost. I think that might be a much better power spike than just playing Vex. So yeah, and we're healthy with 36 HP. That's what, 2 lives, 3 lives maybe, if we take good losses. So it's okay to lose here, really. Like, if we are able to cap out with Aurora in 5 costs, it's really worth it because that will guarantee us a top 4. Our board is already really strong as is. We'll hold this guy as well, and we're rolling him by so much. We do hit the Aurora, so now we for sure want to go 10. Another Zeri player? And part of the reason why we're not hitting our Sedges or Zeris might be because there's multiple Zeri players in the lobby. Zeri does get stunned there, a little bit unlucky, but we still roll him. Like, as soon as some of these Zeri players are out, then we'll start hitting our units anyway. Looking at the TG, but we're not able to get it. Probably just another tank item for Jax. Finish the 3 item Jax. You always want to like build 3 items first before, instead of spreading items out, unless you have like quantity over quality or something. But yeah, hit 10. We'll just swap in a Cho'Gath for now since we're kind of broke. But we do end up playing the Aurora for Dynamo. And Dynamo's really sweet on our Sejuani because it gets her casting. If she can cast 2 times, 3 times a fight, it's really worth it. We end up hitting let's talk about the best units for Aurora to swap in. The 3 best units are Zac, Urgot, and Kobuko. Because Zac and Kobuko, they have big CC, right? CC is always nice. Zac, I would say, is a little better if you can get blobs onto him. So what you do is you'd put him in your board and roll for blobs, and when the round's about to start, you swap him out. And he's good if you can get like 5-10 blobs on him. He's probably better than Kobuko at that point. But there is a bug with him where he doesn't get the AD from blobs. He only gets the HP when Aurora swaps him in. So just keep that in mind. And then there's Urgot. Urgot is good for a different reason. He can print you components in gold, which if we have extra components, that's great. We can keep spiking our board, right? Now looking at our board here, what exactly would we want? Would we want Urgot, Zac, or Kobuko? At this point, I see a lot of front line. Like, our first row is basically completely full. We don't really need more front line, right? So Urgot being a ranged unit, plus the fact that he can print us components, would probably be the best fit here. And there's our Urgot. We do see Zac too, and I'd roll past him. And we get our Sedge too. Still looking for that Zeri. still beating people pretty well with 4 units alive. We're doing a lot of damage to these guys. Okay, so we already have 3 item jacks. Let's take a look at our board. Oh, no spoilers. Now, really, what are we looking for here? We can look to finish Jin, and it is good, but none of these items really fit him except Hurricane. But for Jin, we really want him to take either 80 or HP, right? To scale up our Renekton. And Steadfast, not the best HP item, so probably not. We can look for an item onto Aurora. Shojin will make her cast faster, which means she'll swap in Urgot faster. Archangels will make her scale up as the fight goes on. Now this is the same concept as earlier, why we're picking Urgot over something like Zac. It's because we already have a lot of frontline. So Archangels is a lot better here than Shojin. Even though it will swap in Urgot faster, Urgot as a 1-star is still a pretty squishy unit. He can be hit from random spells, he can be stunned by Sejuani, Garen can ult him, he can die very easily. Aurora, when she's on the bench, she's pretty much invincible, and she gets like stacking AD or AP, so she's going to be doing a lot of damage for us over time. So Archangel's probably the best pick here. Just rolling for that Zeri, and we get her. At this point, our board is pretty capped. We're just looking for our 2-star 5 costs, and Aurora and Urgot. Take a look at our Urgot here. He's already dead. This is what I'm saying for the Archangels versus Shojin here. It didn't really matter that Urgot was in there, but Aurora was able to stack up to 120 AP on her Archangels. Finally get Jin 2. It's 6-2 and we finally get Jin 2. Just very close, but we were able to beat him. I was trying to roll for blobs here, but I do end up hitting Aurora too, so I sold the Zac. Although it might have been worth playing the Zac, because we hit 3 Zacs, right? The Zac 2, if we just sold the Sejuani's, played Zac 2 over Urgot 2. The Zac 2-star is just better than Urgot 1. Here, just Deathblade for Jin. We'll further scale our Renekton. Nothing we haven't talked about yet. We're just rolling for Urgot 2, and we hit it. And this is the last fight anyway. Just moving my Sedge to an area where he can stun both the Garen and the Annie. Because we did lose to this guy last round. And we beat him, and it's a first. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe. Watch another one of my videos, I guess, and I'll see y'all in the next one.